Patriotism, 8th grade order captain for Order of Atlantis, Pavel Kajik, will introduce our keynote speaker. Our keynote speaker today is Colorado Representative for House District 49, Mrs. Perry Buck. As a high school student, Mrs. Buck went to Greeley West High School, where she earned 9 letters in track, swimming, tennis, and basketball. Also, she attended Girls State. In 1984, she graduated from Pepperdine University in Malibu, California, with a degree in English. She did her graduate work in accounting at Fort Lewis College in Durango, Colorado. Representative Perry Buck was an insurance agent for a long time with New York Life Insurance, until she suspended her business to run for office. For 4 long years, Mrs. Buck was the president and CEO of the Northern Colorado Event Planning LLC. In 1999, Mrs. Perry Buck was appointed by Governor Owens as the Northeast Business Development Representative for the Colorado Office of Economic Development. In this position, she helped facilitate economic development for 14 counties in the northeast of our state. Mrs. Buck also served 4 years as Secretary for the state GOP, and then for 4 years as the Vice Chair of the state Republican Party. Before that, she was the Weld County GOP Chair. In 2010, Mrs. Buck was re-elected in Weld County for County Council at Large, and in October of 2011, she was elected President of the Colorado Federation of Republican Women for the years 2012 to 2014. In November of 2012, Mrs. Buck was elected Representative for House District 49, and recently she was re-elected for her 4th and final term. Past and present, Mrs. Buck had been involved in many civic organizations, including Rotary, United Way of Weld County Partners, Senior Resource Services, Habitat for Humanity, Board of Northern Colorado Legislative Alliance, Greeley Chamber of Commerce, Progressive 15, and the Weld County Republican Party. She lives in Windsor, Colorado, and she enjoys gardening, sports, reading, and fighting for all Republican principles. Now to tell you more about herself and what patriotism is all about, here's Ms. Perry Buck. Please let's give her a warm round of applause.
Wow. Well, I just want to thank first your headmaster, Mr. Schaefer, for allowing me to join you today. I am absolutely honored, and I'm absolutely in awe of Liberty Commons. But I have to also tell you that anybody here have a fear of public speaking? Please. Okay, well, you're looking at somebody that also has a fear of public speaking. So I'm just looking for the love in this room. But yes, I am here to talk about patriotism, and it's an opportunity to speak to the best school in Colorado. To the best teachers in Colorado. And yes, to the best students in Colorado. But I also want to speak to you about the best country in the world, and what it means to love our country, and what it means to be patriotic. Every day you go to class, and every day you study, you think, you create, you are being patriotic. Thomas Jefferson said, an informed citizenry is at the heart of a dynamic democracy. Our founding fathers were amazing scholars. They studied philosophy, physics, medicine, law. Our republic has survived 254 years because of the genius of our founders. God willing, it survived another 254 years. But it survives because we have an educated population who want to promote our founding principles. Thomas Jefferson also said, if a nation expects to be ignorant and free in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. If Americans want self-government, we must strive to be well-educated in all subjects. This goal is even more important with the age of internet, because there is so much fake news out there in the world. It's essential that all of you accept the responsibility of informing your are not patriots. They are residents who just live in the territory. Patriotism is not a feeling about a piece of dirt or a mountain range or a vast land between two beautiful oceans. It is a love towards the traditions and of people who live in this territory. And it cannot be learned by observing our geographical features. It can only be acquired by studying the sacrifices others have made to create this magnificent country. Our founders risked their lives, their families, their property to design a new form of government. Of the people, by the people, for the people. Our military men and women have died, suffered physical and emotional damage to keep our country safe from foreign enemies. Our law enforcement officers have also sacrificed their lives to protect our rights in this country. All of these patriots deserve our gratitude, but it is wasted unless we learn about why they risked everything. You may wonder why we learn Latin, why we study ancient Greek philosophers. Who cares about poetry, classical music, or medieval art? Well, you should, because America is a blending of thousands of years of historical development, a beacon of freedom, shining for the rest of the world to see. There are those in America who would have you believe that socialism is the most compassionate economic model, a model that America should adopt. Your education at Liberty Commons has taught you that socialism has failed wherever it has been attempted, that capitalism has generated the model of history of the world. Ask those who live in Venezuela, Cuba, or North Korea how it feels to live in a socialist country. There are those who believe that if we unilaterally disarm, the world would be safer. That if we reduce our nuclear capability, so will our enemies. That if we have a smaller military, our enemies would feel more secure and reduce their military capacity. Study the failures of Neville Chamberlain. This is a quote from a British philosopher, John Stuart Mill, proudly displayed outside the United States Army Special Forces Command at Fort Bragg. War is an ugly thing, but not the ugliest of things. The decayed and degraded state of moral and patriotic feeling which thinks that nothing is worth war is much worse. The person who has nothing for which he is willing to fight, nothing which is more important than his own personal safety, is a miserable creature and has no chance of being free unless made and kept by the exertions of better men than himself. I think of the students, the faculty, and administrators at Liberty Commons as patriots. Folks, take your knowledge into this world and fight for freedom. God bless you, and may God bless America. Thank you very much.
Anybody have any questions?
First of all, great speech. I admire your speech techniques. Great. If anything, you're a very good speaker. Actually, I have two questions. One more is a follow-up to the other. In your opinion, do you think patriotism involves putting a lot of our faith within the government that runs our country?
The question was, do I think government, there's a question, do I think government is to be in charge of the people, right?
No, what I meant, I'm sorry if I'm a little awkward for your speak is so good. Let me rephrase myself, my first question. Do you think government deserves a portion of our patriotism, mostly because they're the ones who are running our country. And without the government, it would be mostly disorganized, wouldn't it?
No. I have to tell you, I may be in government, but I'm not a fan of government. I think what government does is encourages bad behavior. Okay? So for instance, you've got the Department of Energy that was created during Carter's years to get less dependent on our energy. After, 14,000 employees, $32 billion, we are more dependent than we've ever been. So government did a terrible job because there's no accountability to be efficient. No accountability to do, I think, the right thing. So I'm not a fan of government. Look what they've done to education. They stuck their nose into education thinking that one size fits all. Liberty College is a perfect example where one size does not fit all. Each of you are all so unique. You are God's gift. And your education should be tailored to you and what works for you to be the most successful in life. So no, I'm not a fan of government.
So just to clarify that, you mean that the people who run the people should be the ones who are patriotic and should drive the country forward, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my second question. How do you feel about the return of Nazism with using
I have a question actually. So, why or how did you get into government?
Very good question. Thank you for the question. The question is why or how I got into government. So I have been very blessed to be the daughter of two wonderful examples for me. My mother was on the school board for 8 years. My father served as a county commissioner for 8 years. And then my father served 2 terms in the legislature. So it's kind of in the family, and my mother says it's tattooed in my head that you will serve. But to be honest with you, I never served in the military. And if I went back to do my world again, I think I would love to have served in the military. But this is my way of giving public service. So it is a true honor to represent House District 49. It's about 70,000 people. And I take very seriously every vote that I make down in the legislature. So, good question. Any others? Okay.
Representative Buck, on behalf of Windsor High School, we want to thank you for teaching us more about patriotism with your story. We have a little token of our appreciation. Let's please give another round of applause. And now, to finish our Lyceum, we want to know how much some of you are devoted to learning about our nation. For that, we have a surprise game. Mr. Jed Nielsen will direct this game.